What do you have to say for yourself this morning? We are right on time. Hey, good morning to you, Grenada, and the rest of the world. Thank you very much for joining us for the Tuesday edition of Gudday Grenada. I'm George Grant, and yeah, man, he's coming in. He's going to be here in person this morning, Mr. Ray Roberts. Yeah. So, interesting program this morning, as always, and certainly hope you can make it with us throughout the hour. If not, then by all means, go on back there to Facebook after the program ends. So far, I've noticed that, like, since just a little bit before Christmas, about 5, maybe at the max, but generally about 3 to 5 minutes after the program is over, it's right up there on Facebook. Ain't that a major improvement? That's good news. I see here the folks are already alive on Facebook out there this morning. TF is saying hi to you guys, family. Margaret is saying, good morning, folks. Have a nice day. Margaret, when you come on and just say, have a nice day, it's like, well, I'm just here to say hi, but I'm not going to be able to stay with you guys this morning, right? So I'm just saying hi. Is that it? Don't break my heart, Max. Don't. And Peter is there. Peter with his daily weather report. Peter says, good morning from a chilly Long Island. Yeah. Let's see. Today is the 19th of February. Still have quite a few weeks left, Pedro. And February is generally the worst the worst month of winter, isn't it? Get used to it. Folks, let's take a look at what we got cooking here this morning. So, what's with the Council of Ministers? I don't know. Then, I also have some good news for you. Those of you who survive, like so many of us do, by buying petroleum products. It's not a lot, but there's still some relief in the petroleum prices. Yeah, little decline in the prices. We're going to share those prices, the new ones, with you. We also have for you the National Report. Yeah, the National Report. They're all queued up and ready to go. And then, as we always do on a Tuesday morning, we say good morning to our good buddy Ray Roberts. But right now, my dear friends, let's talk petroleum. Let's talk the Council of Ministers. What do you know about the proposed Council of Ministers in St. Andrew? Probably as little as I do. I'm going to share with you right now a piece which was published overnight. You can check it out on the site. This is actually what appears in the recent edition of the NDC Heartbeat. The current administration in Grenada has once again demonstrated its lack of competence in governing the country. Recently, during a post-cabinet briefing, MP for the constituency of St. Andrew Southeast, Emmeline Pear, made an announcement that a council of ministers would be established, comprising the 4 members of Parliament for St. Andrew, to spearhead development in the parish, especially in the areas of health and tourism. Okay? This announcement serves as an acknowledgement of the failure of the ministerial system of government under the Keith Mitchell-led administration. Our system of government allows for the Ministry of Tourism to develop the tourism sector throughout Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Likewise, the Ministry of Health. A member of Parliament may serve as an advocate within the Cabinet of Ministers for development projects on behalf of his or her constituency. It is not normal to set up a council of ministers to address matters common to constituencies. Indeed, that amounts to usurping the authority of the line minister and is tantamount to the establishment of a second cabinet. More acutely, it points to a breakdown in our governance structure. Some may ask the question, why is this an issue? Or even say, maybe with additional expertise and experience, projects may be identified and undertaken more effectively. However, this is an issue because elected members of Parliament interfering with ministerial duties not aligned to or connected with their portfolio can undermine the responsibility of the line ministry, disrupt the smooth functioning of the various ministries, and render competent technical and non-technical public officers redundant and vulnerable. It can also be demotivating, lead to conflicts of interest and political bias, as well as reduced confidence in the ministerial system of government. Without a doubt, there is a tremendous need for improvement in our governmental structure. The establishment of a Council of Ministers points to a failure in our institutions of government. This does not surprise us in the NDC, because our institutions have been under constant attack by Mitchell for many years. What is clear is that the members of Parliament representing the constituencies in the parish of St. Andrew have seen the need to work together to infuse economic and social life into the parish. They are basically admitting that their policies, or lack thereof, have failed to develop the rural communities. In fact, the increase in taxes in recent times have virtually dismantled the rural economy, rendering Grenville a ghost town, except at the end of the month. They have systematically failed the people who have voted for them consistently over the years. Significantly, the announcement highlights the need for the establishment of local government, not only in Carriacou and Petit Martinique, but in all parishes on the mainland. Local government, called district boards prior to 1969, focused on developing the needs of the people of the parish in such areas as public health issues, the school system, and other areas of concern within the community. And district boards served outside of the ministerial government and were run by elected members who were responsible for the holistic development of the parish. The respective line ministers provided supervision of projects, as well as financial and technical support to the board to ensure that projects undertaken were aligned to national development plans. That structure was quite different from what the minister announced. If, as a matter of policy, government finds it best to reintroduce local government, then we suggest that this be done in an orderly manner within the necessary legislative framework. The minister's announcement suggesting that a council of ministers will be established to look after issues of health, tourism, and other matters of development in St. Andrew is inconsistent with ministerial government and effective representation. This initiative should serve as an eye-opener that we need better representation and a more responsive system of government. Accordingly, we must hold our MPs accountable and demand proper representation. And we must strongly advocate for the return of local government to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. With its return, all parishes, including the big parish, will benefit from proper holistic development of the physical infrastructure, including sports facilities, the social infrastructure, the local economy, and most importantly, health facilities. The demonstrated need for decentralization of government does not mean, nor does it give parliamentarians license to distort the ministerial system of government. The minister's suggested mode of operation will lead to further chaos and institutional decay, rather than community development. That, Pilgrims, gets us up and rolling this morning, and that was an opinion piece published by the NDC Heartbeat. It's up on the GRENADABROADCAST.com website, and you can go check that out, okay? I'll tell you what, we're going to wait until after Ray leaves. I understand that Ray has to leave here at about 10 minutes before 10 o'clock this morning because he has a very important conference call. So I'm going to save the gas prices for the end of the program, but just let me get back here to, okay, you guys are busy this morning. Bernard Gilbert saying good morning. Fitzroy Adams is saying God is great. Yaman. Amen to that, Fitzroy. And Annette Ragbasing says dictatorial rule. She's referring to this article that I just wrote. Annette, you got your eyes open, girl. Jennifer Myers, and I'm reading these for the first time, so if I make a boo-boo, please bear with me, okay? Jennifer Myers says, good morning, George. It's always lovely to be joining you and all of your listeners. God bless you and a blessed day to all. I gladly accept your blessings from God. Thank you so much. Nesta, hello there, Nesta. She's also saying a happy and a blessed day to you folks. T.F. Richard says, when I listen to this statement with regards to ministerial interference, the following phrase comes to mind. Quote, if the priest could play, who is me? The ministers are learning from the leader. TF, thank you. Ashton Fletcher says, good morning to you, George, and all the beautiful people of Grenada. Is this government doing anything about all these accidents that are occurring in Grenada? Have they addressed this issue and taken any steps to curb it? Ashton, if you didn't hear Sunday's program, check it out, my friend. And hopefully we're going to be hearing further from Mr. Rod Charles, who was the guest on that program. He's supposed to be meeting with the police this week. I'm not sure what day. Lincoln, hello there, Lincoln, who's saying good day to everyone. Whatever you're going through today, may God lift your burden and shine his blessings upon you. Much love always. Man after my own heart, Lincoln. That's exactly the way I feel. Thank you so much. Who else? Veronica Sandy is saying good morning and sending blessings as well. You guys are very kind this morning. Everybody's blessing somebody. Hey, isn't that nice? That's the way it should be on the streets of this country on a daily basis. Kipling Francis. Good morning, all. Mr. G, God's blessings. Thank you, Kipling. Andrew Mark, good morning. And Sharon is saying good morning and love to all. Pilgrims, I don't want to get too far behind. Ray is going to be here in just a wee bit. So let we take our first little break here, and we'll come on back with the National Report.
Tomorrow's future is here today. Friday, April 5th. Kirani James Athletic Stadium. National Secondary School Games. Run, throw, jump. National Secondary School Games 2019. Your games, your future.
I'm always on the move. Training, traveling, competing. So it's good to know I have Quad Bank in the palm of my hand.
Introducing e-banking, one of many customer convenience services from Grenada Cooperative Bank. And there's more to come.
It's swift, simple, and secure.
Welcome home.
Together with you, our customers, we energize our community.
Together with you, we energize our economy.
We are working together to give our nation a better tomorrow.
With you, we energize our future. Together, we energize our nation.
Thank you for partnering with us as we energize our Spicer.
Redleg, energizing our Grenada.
Grenadian General Insurance Company, strength and stability. Grenadian General Insurance Company, tell your friends, tell your family. We cover householders comprehensive, motor and even fire too. Contractors all risk burglary, public liability, professional indemnity, directors liability, and wait, we still have more. Come and find out more what you're waiting for.
We are located on Scott Street, St. George's. For more information, call 440-2434.
Tell everybody.
More than 100 police officers elevated in ranks during promotion ceremony on Monday. We'll have the details to this story and more in the National Report. With the details to the news from Monday, February 18th, I'm Delroy Lozan. 125 police officers were promoted on Monday during a ceremony at the Grenada Trade Center Annex in the presence of family members and friends, a ceremony that Acting Police Commissioner Edwin Martin says shows that rumors and perception about manipulation and political interference are baseless. 3 of the officers were promoted to superintendent, the highest rank, 11 to assistant superintendent, 20 were promoted to the rank of inspectors, 30 to the rank of sergeant, and 61 corporals. They will act in their respective positions for 1 year. Acting Commissioner Edwin Martin says many of them gave their loyal service in excess of 25 years and no promotion, and one of them as many as 36 years of service. He says while everyone can't be promoted at the same time, with sustained quality of service and dedication to duty, they will arrive. He made it a point to note that there is nothing political about the process.
Today's promotion exercise provides testimony of the independence of the force and the support of our political directorate to see the evolution of a strong and competent police force where opportunities for advancement is provided to the most competent, committed, and best minds. At a recent meeting with senior officers of the RGPF, Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, Dr. the Right Honorable Keith Mitchell, emphasized the independence of the force from political interference. He admonished officers to recognize the importance of not allowing themselves to be used by politicians to satisfy selfish political ambitions, both to the detriment of the individual officer and the credibility of the image of the police force. The Prime Minister's appeal was for officers to occupy themselves with demonstrating leadership in maintaining the safety and security of the country, and to stay clear of allowing politics to influence them in the performance of their duties.
SIAP, the Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Program, on Monday signed an MOU with the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, the Ministry of Climate Resilience, and the Ministry of Carrico and Petite Martinique Affairs, with a focus on extension services in the agriculture sector and fisheries. It is the third of 4 signed so far. Mrs. Marina Jessamy, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Climate Resilience, the Environment, Forestry, Fisheries, Disaster Management and Information, says with signing they will receive $774,000 to help increase staff to implement a strong fisheries extension program. She says the money will be used to recruit technical staff in the Fisheries Extension Division and conduct training for fisheries staff in general.
The impact, how we will measure, is one of the key things we will see is the support for the 4-H program, as we know that we have this challenge of engaging younger persons to join the sector. And so in supporting the 4-H, we will help them to understand the importance of the fisheries sector, to see it as a career, and to make sure that when we have persons beyond the secondary school level, we know that they would have understand the major impact that the fisheries sector would have on the national economy.
Mrs. Ophelia Wells Cornwall, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Finance, says the signing is in keeping with pronouncements made by the Finance Minister when he presented the 2019 estimates last year.
We have a business development component of this entire rural development project that allows for a business center to be set up in the Simoon area, and young persons would be given the opportunity to build on their business ideas, their business plans, and so on. And then if your business plan is fit for purpose, then you get a seed, a grant to help you start up, and then some hand-holding exercise. You would recall in Prime Minister's budget speech, that was one of the announcements, that to set up business centers across the island. So we did the first MOU last year with GIDC, and work has started there in terms of, because they need to refurbish their building to be able to deal with that aspect of it. So with the agriculture, there's also a business element and a business component. So we have just completed the 4 MOUs in this entire process.
Mr. Elvis Moraine, Acting Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Agriculture, says out of the project they expect greater efficiency with respect to extension services.
We believe this is an opportunity to retool our officers, to get them into the thinking that climate change is real and we need to build resilience. So for me, this is critical. We also would hope to continue to impact, because to me, the project would have indicators in there that we can measure readily. But what I think all of us, our minds should be preoccupied with, is the issue of impact. What sort of impact is this project going to have, on our agriculture sector and the economy in general? So I think we ought to preoccupy ourselves with the quality of impact we can get out of this project. But I believe it is a flagship project, and to me, the project would have indicators, benefits, or many benefits from it. But at the end of the day, we'll be better positioned as a Ministry of Agriculture, as Grenada, in addressing our needs and our concerns.
The official signing was held at the Ministry of Finance conference room. SIEP's program manager, Mr. Byron Campbell, commended government for providing grant financing to the agricultural sector. He says it's a commitment that rural development is a focus on the subject of climate change.
When we look at the financing available to our agricultural sector, all the financing, all the loans provided in the last year, only 1% was directed to agriculture. This is the government of Grenada providing grant financing towards agriculture related type of projects directly related to the whole question of climate resilience. It's directly related also to the big issue of water management and catchment, irrigation, because whereas the MOU directly for the Ministry of Agriculture provides $2.4 million in the first semester of the project, in the first 3 years of the project, the SIEP as it is, you have in the vicinity of $13 million that's directed to agricultural sector, farm access roads, water management, irrigations, and other systems. And a lot of this we see focus in Carrico, given they are at the forefront, as it were, in this climate challenge that we face right now.
You're watching the National Report. Stay with us. We'll have more news when we return.
A taste of spice, welcoming our cricketers and fans to Pure Grenada, the Isle of Spice, showcasing our culture and heritage on Tuesday, 26 February on the Carnage in St. George's. England versus the West Indies. Cricket Rest Day. Come enjoy a taste of spice. Performances from top soca and calypso artists, pan, drummers, dancers, a mini carnival parade, arts and craft, and local food. From 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. The Carnage is the place to be. It's cricket, lovely cricket. Rest Day, Tuesday, 26th February. Sample a taste of spice. Hosted by the Grenada Cultural Foundation. No unauthorized vending allowed.
Welcome back. One of the more well-known hotels in the south of the island is preparing to welcome the England and West Indies teams, both of which will be here soon for 2 one-day international cricket games. General Manager of the Radisson Grenada Beach Resort, Kendall Jackasal, says the return of international cricket to Grenada could only mean an increase in foreign exchange for the economy.
Well, that's good news for us. We are delighted to have not only the cricket, but whenever we have football teams come in here, we are always privileged to host them, because we are one of the biggest hotels on the island, have the conference facilities and meeting room space, restaurants and bars, and so we are delighted to have them, and we do have the facilities. Yeah.
So, to host the 2 teams economically, and so what does that mean?
Oh, increase in revenue, of course. No hotel wouldn't like to have, such an opportunity to increase your room count as well, and have more heads in beds. So it means good for us. The business it's increasing, as we see. The arrival into Grenada has increased over 2018. We've seen an increase over 50%, and it's happening this year already. We've seen a big increase as well. So it's good news for us and good business for us.
Arrivals are expected at the resort from as early as Thursday, February 21st.
Saturday is the biggest arrival, and we have quite a number of followers staying from the cricket English tour. They're coming in as well from the English team, yeah. The departure is scheduled between the 2nd and 3rd of March.
So they're here for well over a week.
Well over a week, yes.
Jack Asal says the resort has a plan in place to manage the needs of the visiting teams.
We've done our groundwork. There are no special dietary needs at this time, so stocking up is important, having all the food, the different types, varieties, so any requests we can fulfill. We have the team, staff is in place, managements are in place, and everything is ready.
The 2 ODIs is also expected to generate much needed income for vendors, taxi and bus operators. And finally in the news, President of the Grenada Cricket Association, Dwayne Gill, says there is a limited number of free tickets left for senior citizens for the February 25th and 27th ODIs. He says there was overwhelming interest by seniors to attend the 2 matches.
So if you're 60 years or over, and you take your ID in, or you can send someone with your ID, you are able to get a free ticket. As we speak, I think there are only about 40 of those tickets left. So as of Tuesday, probably those would be all out. Those actually ran out since the Wednesday, I think the Wednesday the 13th of February. What we did was to make an application to Cricket West Indies to have some additional numbers for those tickets. And we got those tickets, and those have been going pretty quickly. So again, probably by Tuesday, those will be finished.
That story brings us to the end of the National Report for Monday, 18th February 2019. Now for a recap of the headline. More than 100 police officers elevated in ranks during promotion ceremony held on Monday. On behalf of all who made this newscast possible, management and staff of the Government Information Service, thank you for joining us. I'm Delroy Lozan.
We lose an acre and a half of forest every second. There goes another one. There goes another one. It's 15 billion trees a year. This drone gives us a way to fight back. This was invented by a company called Biocarbon Engineering. They're in Australia. It is a tree planting drone. It fires a tree bullet into the ground, right? Biodegradable bullet container, soil, nutrient-rich solution, little plant. Driven by AI, so it gets fired precisely at the depth it needs to go to, in the exact position it should grow in. This drone can plant 100,000 trees a day. They're building an army of 10,000 of them. They can plant 1 billion trees a year. Technology is finally getting to the point where it's making a serious, serious difference in this fight.
With free island-wide delivery, Hubbard's Building Supplies and Lumber Department continue to provide the best quality lumber, steel, tiles, plumbing materials, electrical and general hardware supplies at competitive prices. We continually consult with builders, homeowners and contractors to improve product range and services. Enjoy discounts where applicable, including the use of credit and debit cards. At Hubbard's Building Supplies, Grandance and Lumber Department, Caranage, we offer quality service, affordable prices, giving you the convenient, reliable free island-wide delivery. Call 440-2087 for all your home improvement and building solutions.
Juve chocolates, cocoa nibs, and cocoa balls from Diamond Estate Grenada are now available at Amazon.com, Amazon.ca, Amazon.co.uk, and GrenadaMarket.com. Try the sensational touch of nutmeg and a touch of ginger chocolates, 75% dark and rich, 100% pure cocoa, and their 60% dark and sweet chocolate bars today. Amazon Prime members enjoy free shipping on these orders in the USA, Canada, and Europe. GrenadaMarket.com. When you can't come to the island, the products of the island will come to you.
Alrighty, folks. Alrighty. He is here. Let's take a look. See, look at that young man there. I don't know why you have your headphone up over your microphone up over your head. Try and bring it down so that we can hear you, man. Good morning, Mr. Roberts. How are you?
Good morning, George. How are you doing?
I am on top of the world this morning.
Great to hear you. Great to see you and all your viewers, wherever he or she may be.
Well, they know it's Tuesday morning and they know that Ray is going to be here, so why not? They're here just for you. Ray, I'm going to let you bung away, but I have to say something. This morning while I was putting on my makeup.
Okay, you do that.
Yeah, man. Putting on my makeup, dollsing up. I thought to myself, oh my goodness, every time Ray comes in here, I start by asking him a question, therefore leading him in a certain direction. And I thought, George, shut up. Sometimes the man might come in here with stuff under his sleeve that he wants to get out to the people. So this morning, Ray, I'm going to shut up and let you take the lead. What's up your sleeve this
Well,
morning?
I think that's the best way, my friend.
What's up your sleeve?
Okay. Well, I was thinking really that the cricket on Monday and Wednesday perhaps is what's going to bring, I would say, if not all, nearly all Grenadians together. I mean, win or lose in Barbados tomorrow and on Friday, I think people will turn out. And there's always a sense of happiness when international cricketers come to Grenada, particularly the English. There's this, I would say, there's always this something in us that we love to see a Caribbean cricket team grind England to the ground. For whatever reason. But the good thing about it is that if you look at these English fans, they're here to enjoy it. And in the burning sun, most of them are topless. And I suppose they enjoy the rum punches and what have you. So I would say to you, George, that I look forward to Monday and Wednesday as two of the days, the celebrations in Grenada will be more than usual, simply because there is this new hope that perhaps West Indies is not at the top, but is beginning to re-emerge as the new kid on the block. So that's my take on what I think perhaps would be something that Grenadians at home and abroad.
Well, I hope you're right. You're obviously very optimistic, and that's good. I hope the rest of the country is as well, because I know that the tourism industry is counting a lot. I understand there are about 3,000 people coming in here.
Yes, there could be around that number. The English fans are always in large numbers, and this is the winter. You people who have lived in it know that you have to live in it, because sometimes that's what is available. But here's an opportunity to be in the hottest Caribbean sun and perhaps one of the best Caribbean islands.
I sometimes wonder what these Brits, they come down here in droves, and a lot of them don't really understand that there's a combination in the Caribbean that really doesn't work very well, especially for people from northern climes like Canada, the US, UK. Rum and sun. Bad combination. I've seen so much of this on the Rum Runner when these folks come here on a cruise ship. Oh man, they're free, they're in the Caribbean, blah blah blah, and chung 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 chung. And then they get to the beach and they get some hot sun and lights out, lights out.
Well, maybe what complements what you said is that this is one time you'll see the shops in River Road packed with tourists. Let's call them tourists.
Really?
Yeah. They seem to take over all the little shops in River Road, bordering the stadium. Obviously, there is no television viewing unless the stadium is capacity filled. So I don't know that the stadium will be filled, but I think the numbers will be great. But to me, they are with some of them with their saxophone or trumpet or what piece of instrument. And well, they're not playing calypsos, but there's one, Sweet Caroline.
Yes. yes.
I don't know why they walk with that and why they sing it, but it seems to be one of their favorite pieces whenever they come to cricket. So that is one of the fun I think we're going to have on Monday and Wednesday at the Queen's Park. And I believe we have, magnificent weather. I see no sign of rain. In fact, it looks like rain has
Man, let me
vanished.
tell you, there's no doubt in my mind that the dry season is here. This morning I was standing on the balcony out there looking down at Port Louis. You know where they have the Jazz Festival, that big lawn where they have it? Is parched. I mean parched. Just Brown, dry season is here.
Well, it's more than dry season to me.
Yeah,
Down that area, down South Kelly's area, I normally would have water. This is the first time I'm without it sometimes for 8 hours. And the people on the hill, I don't think they have seen much of it at all.
In St. Paul's, they're crying out.
Right. So it's, well, in fact, in the Montu area, one person said to me, I call it on the hill, that does not come their way at all because, I mean, it's extremely steep.
Yeah.
And I guess the water system did not cater for that kind of numbers that we now have on top at the peak of the hill.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting. I remember as a little boy, you went to get water in a rat pan. That's what you used to call it then. Now people are using this pail or salt beef bucket or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So we've seen some traditions of yesteryear again festering in many communities. So I anticipate that we'll have more fun in Grenada next week than perhaps any other period, maybe Carnival. There's no intercall. I don't think the government games will create that fervor.
But they're going ahead full steam, man. They sent a promo.
Well, that's easy to do. You have propagandists and other writers. You know, it's. I mean, we in the business. I mean, writing is words. I mean, you put words together. I mean, but I'm in Tantine every day. I mean, they're about what? There are about 3 coaches: Albert Joseph, Lee. Who else? They are about the 2 most prominent people there with about what more kids than anything else. Parents who seemingly have this. Most of them, I think, are Westmoreland. Because I think Westmoreland Sports going to be sometime this month, and some of them who have been selected or shortlisted for the character team. But I don't see, like last year, dozens, hundreds of high school GBSS, G.W. Fletcher, at different times in Tantine. Now there is nobody there. I mean, me and you can go and run George there, and perhaps nobody will see us.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to go anywhere. Obviously, they're going to get some spectators because, I mean, you may have a lot of people who, like me, who would just curiosity, but I mean, that fervor, that intercall engine,
it's
that's
a big
not going to
thing.
be there. I mean, I doubt, well, there's no record because it's the first time you're having it. I don't know if you saw that piece at 90 and over. Somebody posted it on WhatsApp. But it was 90 and over 100-meter race. And these elderly people, they didn't run fast, but I mean, the stadium was...
Oh, yes. I saw that.
So I think it will have its own entertainment, but certainly I don't think it would be something...
Let me ask you something about the games. I think I saw an article somewhere questioning the validity of the stats that come out of these games. They're not going to be internationally recognized.
No, that's going to be meaningless. I mean, you're not going to get, I mean, you'll get a couple people who may be quality athletes, but no, that's not. I mean, I can tell you from what I'm seeing, I'm on the beach frequently. Not every morning anymore, but frequently. It's only me and your age there. There's I haven't seen any, traditionally you would see the long distance runners and others, particularly from GBSS, PBC and the neighboring community. Now you're not seeing anything.
All right. Anthony DeRiggs, I mentioned to you a little while ago that Anthony is in town.
Right, I haven't seen him on the
was
beach
here.
at
And
least.
Anthony, let me say thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. It was delightful having you sit in that chair Ray is sitting in yesterday. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. And your generosity. Anthony says here on Facebook, good morning, George and Ray. Blessings from the historic Ballast Ground, the Mang, Port Louis, Lagoon Road. That's where Anthony's hanging out.
He keeps it alive.
Huh?
He keeps that history alive.
Yeah, man.
The Mang Ballast Ground.
Yeah.
That's what I know it as.
He says, my heart rejoices this morning. 4 months ago, while I lay in a hospital bed in Manhattan, I did not know if I would ever see Grenada again. God is good.
All the time.
You know, man, yesterday we sat here, you wouldn't believe how much of our conversation surrounded or related to God.
Okay.
He's been through some very, very trying times with health, and so have I, as you know.
Okay.
So we have a lot to talk about.
Okay.
A lot to talk about.
Well, I trust that I will see him on the beach one of these mornings normally, but I guess if he's here for a while, he'll be choosing.
He's going to be here, I understand, until about the middle of March. So yes, you're likely to see him.
Right. He's very historical when he walks the beach. The almonds and grapes and so forth that we enjoyed as boys, and I suppose that's very much part of me still. I love the grapes and the almond. I still eat them.
Are there still grapes on Grenadans?
Yeah, there are a couple of trees remaining.
Yeah.
And they are very loyal. They, year in, year out, they produce. And some of them overwhelmingly too.
I love those. I love that fruit. Lydia James is also saying good morning, Ray. You know Lydia?
Yes, I know Lydia. We were in the same school. She would remember that we used to eat by Mr. Toussaint on Melville Street, that shop.
Mr. Toussaint?
Yeah.
Cat's out of the bag, girl.
Yeah. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. Ray, listen, you did tell me that you had to leave here at about 10 to. It's now 14 minutes to.
I think I missed it. I think German time, it's 1600 hours. I think we are 5 hours behind.
Maybe.
Yeah, 1600 hours. Somebody just reminded me that. Remember, we now in the British clock is an hour ahead.
Yeah.
And the German clock is also an hour ahead.
So
I think that meeting is 11 o'clock.
11 o'clock?
Yeah, not 10 o'clock as I thought.
All right.
Well, I'm going to we're going to talk these two things here. Agita's
Possible
and Possible Grenada.
What's that?
Well, Possible Grenada is a part of the Paralympics movement. It is an awareness program, and it endeavors to get Grenadians, in this case, to have an appreciation of Paralympics and its values. And as you would know, that Paralympics caters for the physically challenged in sports. So that's the area that I'm trying to do some work on, to get, hopefully, those who are physically challenged, not excluding the elderly too, but particularly the young ones, to see Paralympics as an avenue that they can be a Kirani James, because it is only second to the Olympics in terms of worldwide viewership. Yeah, FIFA is ahead of it. But outside of these two, it attracts the largest audience of spectators.
Okay, so you guys are having a sort of preparatory conference?
Well, no, they are. It's more than that. We have, we now have an internationally recognized Grenada Paralympics committee, and Agita's Foundation, which is the people there. I can't pronounce that word that way. A philanthropist, you call it?
Philanthropist, yeah.
Right. They are providing worldwide support for countries that are endeavoring to get involved in Paralympics. The movement is about 180 strong nations. So they provide development support. So in our case, they are providing us with a grant, I think about 15,000 euros to facilitate this this awareness program in Grenada, which also involves identifying athletes, Paralympic athletes. And I must tell you, we intend to have a token representation at the Pan American Games in Lima in August. We are, at the moment, we have Kwame Hippolyte, who is deputy principal at JW, attending the chief of missions meeting in Lima, Peru.
Okay.
So we are making some progress, but it's incremental, because I guess for most of us in the Caribbean and some part of the small islands, the physically challenged, it's a handout thing rather than empowerment.
Well, I see that you got your fans out there this morning. Kipling Francis says, always good to see you, Ray. God's blessings. Please tell Paul I say a big hi.
Okay, I see Paul ever so often, but he's frequently on Facebook.
Is that Paul Roberts?
Yes, he's frequently on Facebook.
Frequently, is he?
Yeah. Well, the GFA football is his thing, and the uproar that they recently had
I
He was very
haven't
much-
seen Paul for a long time until a couple of days ago. I was walking somewhere downtown, and he drove by and called, "Hey, George!"
Yeah.
But I hadn't seen this guy in a long
Nah,
time.
nah, he's on the road every day, man.
Yeah?
In Granada side, well, not in the thick of things, but he certainly follows football in particular, domestic football. He's big on that.
By the way, folks, you should be very proud of me. This is actually cinnamon tea. 2 days in a row, no coffee.
Why have you ceased drinking coffee?
I don't know. People keep saying, George, you're drinking too. I drink about 3 or 4 cups of coffee a day.
Okay.
And people say, George, you really shouldn't be drinking coffee, and cinnamon's good. Somebody, I think it was Lydia James, who's telling me I should also put ginger in it.
Okay.
Yeah. And by the way, Lydia has responded here saying, "Fat man shop rate."
That's correct. That's correct.
Huh?
She remembers that very well.
Okay. Now, Margaret, when you're talking about the sea grapes a little while ago, Margaret says, "Grapes are the best." Mags, oh man, those
no doubt
things
about
are
it.
so tasty. Huh?
No doubt about it.
So tasty. And I'm glad to hear that they're still around down on the beach.
Yeah, they're still around there in front of the Renaissance.
Yeah.
Lower down there, there's a tree that is so faithful to Grenada.
Yeah.
It never stops producing grapes. I would say millions. Yeah.
Oh boy, yeah.
And some of us fill a bag or two, and some people make grape wine actually.
Before we go, just let me toss a little suggestion out here. Perhaps, you and we should arrange for you and Wendell, Anthony, to get together here one afternoon. Let's have a little old talk.
No problem, I'm available.
Yeah.
Just note that Monday, Wednesday, between 6 and around 8, those days are permanently dedicated to playing tennis.
Oh,
and Saturday evening. That's correct.
me.
But I would accommodate. I would take a earlier knock and reduce it and accommodate it.
All right.
Yeah, well, I tell everybody that because everybody asks me the same thing. I said, keep in mind that the agenda is permanently set.
That's
but
Monday,
I can be,
Monday and Wednesday.
Monday and Wednesday and Saturdays. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anthony, did you hear that, sir? So would you plan around Mr. Roberts' schedule?
And he knows that in fact, he asked me if we're still in public workers in CSC. That's how we used to call it.
Okay.
And we are still in CSC.
That's right.
That's correct.
Guy has a memory like you.
Yeah. We're still in CSC. Yeah. The only thing is, many of the faces that perhaps we grew up with, well, unfortunately, some died and some have migrated. But there are a couple of us. Nelson Lewis is still around there, Trevor Lane. So there are quite a few of us who are there regularly.
Do you know somebody named Alana Morris Van Tassel?
And I'll have to see that piece.
I can't say I know the person either, but here she is on Facebook, and she's just heard us talking about, you, Wendell and I are having a rendezvous, and she says, yes, old talk. Wonderful idea. Alida, you want to join us? I don't know who it is. Anyhow, thanks a lot, Ray.
Good to be with you, George, and again to all your viewers and friends. What a pleasure it is to be with you on Tuesday morning.
I need to tell these people about the price change. It looks like, the price of petroleum has gone down just a little bit.
What's it now?
Well, sit right there since you've got some time. Folks, let's take a look at this. As of yesterday, hold on. As of yesterday, the following prices are in effect for petroleum products in Grenada. There's a downward trend, okay? Gasoline has gone from $14.70 down to $14.05. See what I mean? It's not a humongous drop, but it's a little bit. Diesel from $15.02 to $14.48. Kerosene from $9.41 down to $9.11. Everything's gone down. As far as LPG cooking gas is concerned, stable. The 20-pound cylinder remains at $40. And for Petrocaribe, it's $37, right? But it's stable. The 100-pound cylinder has gone down as well, from $220.44 down to $215.79. And bulk down as well, from $2.30 per pound to $2.25. Folks, let Georgie Porgy take one more quick little break here, and we'll come back. Don't go. Don't you go. We have to inspire you before we let you run out of here, okay? Hang in there. Yeah. Good cinnamon tea. Good cinnamon tea. Pilgrims, I wouldn't feel comfortable if I left here this morning without inspiring you. So here goes. Today's reading comes to us from the book of Philippians, Philippians chapter 4, verses 4 to 7. Rejoice in the Lord always. I will say it again. Rejoice. Let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your request to God, and the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus. If you're wondering why I read that with a smile on my face, it's because I can relate. It certainly resonated with me. Pilgrims, Georgie Porgy is going to hightail it out of here. and wish you a wonderful day. May the good Lord bless and keep you, and let's get together again tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock.